Voy a hablar de los Aztecas en Mesoamerica. To start off, I think we should talk about the location of the Aztec Empire. The ancient Aztec people were hunters and gatherers before they started their move southward. They settled at Lake Texcoco, where they made a sedentary civilization. This place is in present-day Mexico. The city is called Tenochtitlan. Their empire stretched from the Gulf of Mexico to the Pacific Ocean. And their civilization should be somewhere around here. Now, it was pretty big. It got up to 6 million people in their civilization. That's the population of Wyoming, Vermont, Alaska, North Dakota, South Dakota, Delaware, and Rhode Island combined. Now I'm going to talk about the timeline of the Aztec Empire. In the 12th century CE, the ancient Aztec people moved southward. They settled on Lake Texcoco and in 1325 made the city Tenochtitlan, later made into the capital. In 1428, the Aztecs made an alliance with Texcoco and Tlacopan, their neighboring states, making the Aztec people an empire and more powerful. Later in 1519, the Spanish conquistador Henry Cortes used 500 soldiers to try to make the empire a monarchy. While Cortes was away in 1520, his general massacred people, and when Cortes came back, the capital was under siege by the Aztecs. They retreated from the capital and lost many men. Then in 1521, the Spanish again tried to take over the capital, and they won, marking the end of the Aztec Empire on August 13th, 1521. Now I'm going to be talking about the social classes of the empire. The king and his family were on top. Tecutli were rulers of the city-states. They were very wealthy and had complete power over their city. Pipilton was the noble class. They were the army, government, priest, and city council. The king was chosen in this class. Pocheta were merchants that went long distances even through enemy territory. They were well respected. Masahility was the common people. They were farmers, warriors, and craftsmen. Later, warriors and craftsmen went to a higher class. Slaves were at the bottom. Children of slaves were not slaves. They had rights. The Aztec economy was mainly based on agriculture. They made artificial islands called chimpads, making it easier to produce crops. Also, good irrigation systems allowed the empire to flourish and become powerful. They traded goods with neighboring states and the Mayans. They traded crops such as corns, beans, squash, chilies. They also traded goods like clothes, weapons, and other common things. Technology. The Aztecs made 2 calendars, one for religion and one solar calendar. They used canoes to transport things. They also made chimpaths to farm more crops. They improved agriculture and discovered new crops. They used herbs and hot baths to cure illnesses and made splints for broken legs. They also made education mandatory for all classes, including slaves. Government leaders. Itzcoatl was a leader in 1828 when the Aztec people made the Triple Alliance and made the Aztec Empire. Ahedzotl. Through his reign in 1486, the empire expanded tremendously. They built a temple for the gods,
Huitzilopochtli,
and Tolok, and sacrificed around 20,000 prisoners, Montezuma II ruled in 1502. His reign and empire expanded to its fullest. He died in 1520 by the Spanish, Cuitlac, who rebelled against the Spanish in 1520, died of smallpox. Cuauhtémoc became the king and defended the capital from the Spaniards and the natives. He got captured, and that marked the end of the empire. The Aztec religion took inspiration from the Mesoamerican cultures. They thought for people to exist, they needed to sacrifice people to the gods.
Huitzilopochtli, Tonatiuh, Tlaloc, Quetzalcoatl
Were the main gods. The most important one was
Huitzilopochtli,
god of war. They had a calendar based on the gods and their seasons. They made temples and statues for the gods. The contributions of the Aztec Empire were they contributed canoes, forms of medicine, agriculture, and some crops. They also contributed the Aztec calendar and more helpful forms of medicine. And contributed a lot to Mexican culture.
Camera died. Boo-hoo.
I just quickly wanted to thank everyone who helped out in the video. Will Lang, Jackson Krol, and me. And here's a little fun thing I made. Thank you for watching, everyone. Have a nice day. What are you doing?